What's up, everyone? It's Dennis James right back here for TMP, the Menace Podcast. I got a very special man right here on Zoom. Dexter, the Blade Jackson. My man, Dex, what's happening, brother? How you doing?
I'm good, D. Hanging in there.
You look good. You look good. You look relaxed. You look nice, like there's no stress in your life no more, man. What's happening? What's been going on?
I'm feeling good. Just out here in LA, getting ready to move everything out of here. And
so you're not in Florida. Is your daughter in LA?
Yeah, no, my daughter. See, I came here to LA. I got an apartment here that I've had here for 10 years. You know, I come here just to get away, and everybody knows that. Mm-hmm. And I focus out here. But now it's time to give this thing up, and we're actually going to my daughter's place in Vegas for about 3 or 4 weeks, mm-hmm. and help her with my new baby grandson.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
so how many grandkids do you have now? Two. What does that feel like? I see. I'm not there yet. So, what does that feel?
My granddaughter.
Do you feel old? Do you feel old having grandkids?
No.
It didn't change anything. I think I would feel old
because I had my kids. You know, I had my kids at a young age, so I'm still pretty young as a granddad.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? And yeah, so I don't feel old at all. Not when it comes to.
So she's gonna move to Vegas.
And when I have these fans and shit calling me grandpa, there's a problem.
Well, you are.
Call me uncle. Call me unc. Call me some shit like that. A big bro. Don't call me no damn grandpa.
Okay, you don't want to be called grandpa. So she's moving to Vegas?
She lives in Vegas. She's stationed in Vegas. Her and her husband are both in the Air Force, and they're both stationed there.
So you're giving up the apartment, which means you are definitely done. There's no more.
I'm done. I told you I was done. You know when I say I'm done, I'm done.
Okay, so now let me go back a little bit because me and you we go back to way back to we turned pro the same year back in '98.
Same year. That's right.
You turned pro at the Nationals.
No.
Did you?
North American.
North Americans. Okay, so I turned pro at the USA's. So, but
who won Nationals that year? Melvin?
No. That year I won the Nationals. I won the USA's in '98. The Nationals '98 was Aaron Madron.
Oh yeah, that's right.
And Melvin won the USA's the following year, '99.
That's right.
Okay, so but you went on, and I remember because you were way ahead of everybody else who turned pro in '98. You went straight into the Arnold. Matter of fact, did you do the Ironman in '99?
I wish I would have. Had I done the Ironman, because it's always smart to do the Ironman right before the Arnold.
Right.
That way people they know you coming.
Mm-hmm.
And me skipping to do the Ironman, which I was heading on, that was gonna be my first show I do.
Right.
But when I got approved to do the Arnold, I said, you know what? I don't want to fly all the way out to LA. I'm gonna just hold off and just do the Arnold. I wish I did it because I would have been known, and then I did much better in Arnold, even though I played 7th in Arnold my first year.
Right, but somebody had to know you for you to get an invite for the Arnold.
No, because what happens is the Arnold invite like 2 new people or 1 or 2 new people every year that's never competed in the competition.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying? So I was one of those, people that was selected.
I was under the impression that the Arnold invites whoever wins the amateur from the year before.
Because my attorney wrote them a letter and, sent them accolades and all of that stuff, and they considered me as being one of the newer persons that they choose to come into the Arnold.
Right. So for you, everything started at the Arnold back in '99. And you had a career as a pro career, unbelievable, 21 years.
22.
Is it 22?
Yeah.
Well, you did 21 Olympias. I
did 21 Olympias, but I missed one.
Yeah, I know. I trust me, I know exactly. You missed one.
Yeah, so that's 22 years.
That's 22 years of being a pro.
Right.
And not only being a pro, you never placed out of the top 10 at the Olympia, not even the first year. You placed 9th.
Yeah.
Okay, so, and then how many top 5s do you have totally?
I've never counted that.
Well, I think I did count them just a little bit yesterday, but it's got to be somewhere 15 or 16.
Yeah.
So there's without a doubt, you're the most consistent bodybuilder ever. In the history, I don't think this will ever be beat. I don't think anybody will ever beat the record of winning shows like you did. So I don't think this. It's almost impossible because
Not to brag, but no, that's never going to be booked.
No, I don't think so either, because people don't understand, because there's you don't win 29 shows by competing once or twice a year. That's not possible.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, that's not possible. And I don't even know if they have the option to compete as many times as well, they do, but but back in the days we did tours. Like, we don't see that no more, or fly to Europe, even if it's not a tour, just fly to Europe to compete. You used to take advantage of every show possible. Okay.
Absolutely.
And for that.
I mean, you was right with us. We was doing, 6 to 8 shows a year.
Yeah, I know. And I know. And people don't understand that what it takes to not only peak for one show and then do a tour, because there were guys like, if I look back at Melvin, he went on the tour just to be on the tour. He didn't take it too serious anymore when it came to stay on your diet and stuff like that. But you but you took it serious. You took it serious, and you benefited from going on a tour, because for you, I don't know why, but for you, you just had some kind of formula that you stayed always the same. You didn't have to worry about getting worse. You don't necessarily did anything to get better, but you stayed consistent, and that's why you did so good at the tours. And I watched you from basically day one, and I saw you. I remember in the beginning, I was beating you the first 2-3 years. I was beating you. And I remember you saying something to me one time, and I don't know if you remember that. You said to me, I was like, damn, man, I thought I could never get you, man. You guys just got too big for me. You remember saying that?
Yes, I remember saying that, because what happened is you were the first. We were all chasing Chris.
Right.
You were the first one to beat Chris
in Hungary. Yes.
Like, damn. I'm like, man, well, Dennis is gone.
I remember you saying that, but then watching you just fucking staying on track and doing what you're doing. For me, some people, they get jealous. For me, I enjoyed every time you won a show, because I was right there with you, and I understood that this is not something, and there's not a lot of people that can copy what you do, and that is being consistent. I mean, you had a phase. I don't know, 2000, whatever, where it looked like it's gonna, is it declining?
Yeah, that's why I was ready to retire. I was actually about to hang it up. I was about to make the calls and actually hang it up, and George reached out to me, and so did Charles Glass. And I took them up on their offers, and
that's what I was going to ask you, because I remember you saying in the very beginning, when everybody was working with a trainer here and there. I'm not talking nutritionist, because you had a nutritionist too, but trainers. What the fuck you all need trainers for, man? I know how to train. I don't need nobody to tell me how to train. You remember all that? It was, and then I see Dex break it up, open up a new camp in Los Angeles and train it with Jaws. But I'm not gonna say, hey man, why are you doing that? You taking all that shit, because I understand there's a reason for everything. And sometimes, in the beginning you probably didn't think you needed one. It's just like you didn't think you were gonna need cardio. The first how many years you didn't do cardio? Well, you laughing about us fucking doing cardio and wasting hours a day just sitting on the fucking bike or doing whatever. When you said, I don't need no damn cardio,
That shit was hilarious to me. But you know what? I found out real quick that how important it is, if you can afford a trainer, to have a good trainer.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because a real trainer, a real good trainer, he allows you to sit there and don't do nothing. Don't touch no weight. He does all of that.
Right.
You catch your breath and you concentrate on each set.
Right.
That's what a lot of people don't understand. Well, people they used to say the same thing to me when I started using Charles. Well, I even heard Dave Palumbo say it one time on air.
Yeah.
I don't know why these guys need trainers. Well, you never won that. So first of all, that's what I wanted to tell you. You never won anything. And had you did and you wanted to prolong your career, you would have started doing, making different, options and making different decisions, and maybe reached out to a trainer and learn how, and this is why you need to have a trainer. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So it was the best thing I ever did, man.
So that was an offer Charles extended to you. He offered you to train him?
Yeah, Charles offered to train me, and and another thing is it's a peace of mind, with your trainer who's probably going to have a full-time job versus, paying a trainer. I'd much rather pay a trainer then I know he's going to be there,
right?
Versus a trainer coming up, man, I can't get off today, and then I'm stuck in the gym by myself.
Right.
You know, so I'd rather just have a trainer that I can pay, and he's going to do everything, take off the weight. All I have to do is focus on each set.
So how much you think Charles helped you revamping your body and basically it was like a second career?
I would say the first few years of learning, I learned a lot from Charles. You know, I probably could go and train by myself, which I know I could if I had somebody to push me and to be with me every step of the way.
Right.
And to be there to push me and train me every day or to train with me. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So don't get it twisted. I'm not saying Charles made me. All I'm saying is I needed somebody to be there to do what he did. You know what I'm saying?
Gotcha.
So, or whether it's a training partner, just like William Bonac said one time, I'd rather pay my training partner than paying somebody, you know, all this money, blah, 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 blah. And I understand exactly what he means.
Yeah, a good training partner is
you know how it is.
Yes.
It's hard to train by yourself.
Yeah.
So, of course, you know, now all the stuff that he taught me when it comes to tweaking different exercises and all that stuff, that was amazing. So, but once I learned that, I could do it on my own then. But
What did you do? Because I realized around 2010, I realized that your legs started to I don't want to say it fade away, but they started to flatten out a little bit on stage.
What's that?
Your quads. What did you change? Because all of a sudden you came back and your legs were back to full, you know, almost bigger than they were in the earlier years.
Absolutely.
What did you change?
Well, I started, you know, when Charles and I switched, we switched to, you know, leg presses and got away from heavy squats, you know, free weight squats, because that's what was affecting my knees. So we started doing, you know, mostly machine work. And then when I got with Brad and we started with that newbie machine, that right there is what, but, you know, being with Charles only lasted so long on the machines. And then I started dipping again. And then I found Brad with that newbie machine, and that spiked me again.
Okay.
So, you know, it's like in stages. You know, I was already ready and I was ready to go and everything was popping. Then you start declining. Then you have to find something else to keep your body confused or keep the legs confused. And that's what I did.
Did you switch to Chris before you went to Brad?
I switched to Chris.
What was that all about?
Because what had happened was, let me see if I can even remember.
People always ask how I got here. I was willing to work just a little harder than everyone else. Every damn day. If I can have hundreds of hours back, you know I'm gonna grab them. Spending hours prepping chicken, rice, and vegetables, F that. I rely on perfect nutrition. I rely on trifecta.
Just you needed to change, or was
we
was
needed to change. Charles and I had kind of got into a little dispute, and I ended up going with Chris because I felt that I wanted to try something different. And you know, it's always good to try, but I ended up going back to Charles. You
right.
know what I'm
I know, because I remember that. Yes.
Yeah. So when I went to Chris, things didn't work out there either. So I ended up going back to Charles.
So Charles helped you to revamp, basically just get that extra motivation, you know, and you were already, that was 2010, so that was you already in your 40s, you know, where I felt like I was almost dizzy going downwards. I was like, you know, I got to get out of here before it's too late. You literally said, I'm going to try this, and you revamped and you came back and almost looked like you found the fountain of youth. You know, you kept going.
Yeah, I got 10 more years out of that.
Yeah, you got 10 more years out of that. So if you look back at your career, man, let's not even count the amateurs as a pro, 99 to 20. Highs and lows. What would you say was your lowest moment of your career? What was your highest moment of the career?
My lowest moment of my career is...
Think, because you got a lot of years to think about right now.
Yeah, I know.
Well, something that just stands out for you. If you the first thing that pops up.
Something that really stands out is when I told Gail it's time for me to retire, and the reason I said that because I had just lost to Evan Centopani. And I always say, when I start losing the people that ain't got no business beating me. It's time to retire.
Mm-hmm.
So when Evan beat me, I mean, me at my 100%, Evan at 100%, he never beats me. So when he beat me, I was like, okay, now it's time to go. There's a reason why he's beating me, which is I'm not 100%. What happened to my glutes? And I started declining. And it's like, and Joe left me at that moment. He was like, I'm done. So I was stuck, and I'm like, you know what? It's time to retire. So that's like probably my lowest point. That, and my highest, of course, when I won Olympia. It doesn't get any higher than that.
Yeah.
Of course.
Okay. Well, yeah. I mean, that's the biggest award. But I thought maybe there's something, I don't know, maybe higher. Maybe achieving the 29 wins or beating the record that win.
I mean, 20. I mean,
or the Olympia, or get the Arnolds, the most Arnolds, the fifth Arnold. That would have been, because you already used to.
That's a close. That's
it's close.
I mean, very close, because for one, I was on the verge of retiring, and for me to come back and win Arnold, that of course that's right up there.
Yeah.
But of course, Olympia. I mean, you will have to actually win to know where I'm coming from.
I know. I have no idea what you're saying right now. I have no clue what you're saying, but I have an idea. And I'll just double that by 3 or 4. So if you look back at yourself, and I know you're probably your worst critic. If you would have to pick a year where you liked your physique the most, what year would it be where you say this was the best Dexter Jackson ever? In your long career of 21 years of being on the pro stage, what do you think was the best Dexter Jackson that stepped on stage? I'll give you my year. I'll give you 2. I have to do 2 years.
Well, I got more than one as well. Even though I look spectacular in 4 or 5 different.
Oh, you look spectacular almost every year. So, but if you have to be critical to yourself, which year would you choose?
Well, it depends, because
depends on what?
You have to look back at the era in the 90s, what everybody's talking about.
Okay, different question. We'll put 21 Dexters next to each other. What year would win?
What year would win? I think
I'm gonna get you somehow.
I think 2009.
That's my year. Thank you for saying that.
Yeah.
Thank you for saying that. 2009 for me was the ultimate Dexter, and I don't think there's a year where you look better than 2009. 2009 was the best, because you were full, you were super shredded. You were like 2008 but bigger.
Exactly.
Yeah,
and
I'm glad you said 2009. I was like, man, you better not say nothing else.
So I don't care who won. I know Jay won and all of this stuff, but
no, 2009.
No, but I smoked everybody in that show.
Yeah, for me too. 2009, Dexter Jackson was the best ever.
Yeah,
I'm so happy you just said that, because I was looking at the pictures yesterday and I'm comparing. And just a couple of days ago, did you post a picture standing relaxed from the front?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That was 2009, wasn't it?
Oh, was it? I don't know. I think it
was 2009. Yes. And just standing there, you saw that was, because you had body parts that was never duplicated. I mean, you can stand relaxed from the front. You see the obliques on the side be shredded, and all that. You don't see that on anybody else. It was just different. It was just different.
Different.
So what is it?
I think that's one of the reasons why I won so many shows. Of course, being consistent, but my overall balance and shape. It's hard to beat. I'm at my best is very, very hard to beat. That's what a lot of people don't understand. Just because the guy's bigger than me,
don't mean nothing.
Bodybuilding, man. It's this, you know what I'm saying? So if I just lost the question that I had for you. You were just talking about if I was too hard to beat. I was just asking you something. Damn, I forgot the question. All right, let's talk about something else. Going back to the Olympia 2020, your final show. What made you decide that this is it? How long ago did you decide that this was your last Olympia? Because I know you told us pretty late. Yeah, I decided that probably the year. I decided that 2020.
So it was that year after the Arnold. Was it after the Arnold?
It was after. Yeah, it was after the Arnold.
Okay, so you made up your mind and said, "This is it."
Yeah.
Because I know we talked a lot of times, and I remember I said I was really hoping for the best case scenario that would be you winning the Olympia and then saying bye.
Right.
Mic drop.
Right.
You remember me saying
that?
I
would have retired whether I won or not.
Yeah.
I get asked that question many times, even leading up to the show.
So
if you win, are you still going to retire?
Right.
Yeah.
So how was your prep? What was your mindset like going into your final Olympia? Because I know Dexter Jackson wants to win. You want to get on that stage, want to win.
Well, as you can see, a lot of, we're going to talk off of the camera. I don't want to put nobody on blast or nothing like that on here.
Well, you can. Don't bother. It doesn't bother me. You can say whatever you want to say. This is my podcast.
Oh, I understand that, but I'm that type of dude. But
okay, well, say whatever you want to say.
Unless you cross me, you know what I'm saying. So, but anyway.
Well, I have a yeah. Okay, I know what to say. All right, just say it any way you want to say it. You don't have to throw nobody under the bus.
What was the question again?
I don't remember. No, I said, what was your mindset like going into the 2020?
Going into the Olympia 2020. 20.
Knowing it's your last Olympia, so I know you had to try to, leave.
I was expecting, of course, as a competitor, you always expect to win. I don't go in any show without expecting to win unless Ronnie's competing in something.
Mm-hmm.
But other than that, every show I stepped in after I started, building a name for myself and winning shows, I always thought going into a show that I can win this show.
You were probably the most confident going into this show, Dexter Jackson, that I've ever seen. I mean, from the way
I was very confident, but things took a turn. With COVID and all of that shit. Of course, we couldn't train like we used to and like we normally do. So that in itself played a big part on me coming in the way I did. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Because if you look back at 2020, body ain't going to change the way it did, the way I changed dramatically like that when I just almost should have won Arnold early the same year.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So some things that I did, why the hell did I wait my last freaking show to try to do things when I should have just stuck to the same formula of what I was doing? You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. So you think you made a mistake leading up to the Olympia?
I did make a mistake.
Yeah? What was it?
We'll talk about it later.
No, we're trying to help others do not make the same mistake. Say it any way you can say it, so it doesn't. I don't know what the mistake was.
I just told you. I just put it in good terms.
So you made a mistake training wise or diet wise? Was it had anything to do?
Training wise?
Okay.
Yeah, training wise.
So you miscalculated. Let's put it this way: you miscalculated.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay, but still, I think you were still very confident at the press conference. That was the Dexter Jackson that I'm not used to being so confident.
Well, I'm always pretty confident at the conference.
Yeah, but you're not that vocal. You don't talk about yourself like you're going to do this and you're going to do that. That's never you. You would never.
You know what, D? Because I thought I looked better than I did. You know what I'm saying? And I noticed when I got backstage and started pumping up that I ain't Dexter.
So that was so you realized last minute that this is not what I was hoping for.
Yeah,
basically.
Of course, and it showed. Yeah.
Do you regret anything?
Do I regret anything? 2020?
Yeah.
Olympia?
Yeah.
Yeah. I regret training the way I did.
Okay. So. Okay, I mean, I know I don't have to. That's not a question that I have to ask you. So I know you're not happy with placing ninth, but that's actually you went in with a ninth place and you left with a ninth place. If you think about it, and it's still top 10. But
you know what? Here's how I feel.
Okay, go ahead. That's what I want to hear.
How I feel about the show. I mean, I respect the judge's decision. I'm cool with that. I know I wasn't 100%, so I get what I deserve. And I'm cool with that. I'm not one of these guys that's going to be bitching and griping because I thought I should have placed better. Hey, I'm cool with it. I know I was going to retire. And that alone right there, as long as I make the top 10, me going into the show, me seeing how I looked, and you know, when I finally realized that I'm not the Dexter I normally am, I already had it in my head. As long as I made top 10, we good. I'm done anyway.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? So, you know, I ain't got no hard feelings on the way I play. So like you said, it's still top 10, and that's all that matters. There's not a lot of 51-year-olds that can place in the top 10.
There's none. What do you mean not a lot? I don't even know if there's another 51-year-old pro out there that's still competing.
I agree.
Other than in the 212, Kamal, he's going to be 50 this year, and he's still on top of his game, but not in the open. I mean, who's the oldest one after you now?
I don't know.
It'll probably be Sean Roden if he gets on stage. He'll be like 46, 47.
I think Sean will be like 49, ain't he? Something like that. Sean is getting old, man. Sean ain't no young whippersnapper no more.
I don't know. I thought he was, maybe 47. But, you know, how many other guys? I mean, there's not a lot of guys close to 50. I know Rolly is up there, like 44, 45. When you think about it, I mean, in their 40s, you know, 20 years ago, that would have been
hard for these guys to make it to Miami on stage.
What advice do you have? What advice do you have for some of these guys in their mid 40s or going on late 40s? What advice would you give them if you can give them just one hint? What not to do? I mean,
just to be smart, and you know, you have to make adjustments. Don't always stick to the same things you've always done.
Mm-hmm. You've been saying this since 2008 press conference.
Yeah,
I remember that exactly. You said Jake he can't make adjustments. That's why you go win.
I said that. Well, you just said that. That's very confident right there.
Yeah.
You can't get more confident than that.
Yeah, that's true. So if you look back at the Olympia, I know you probably didn't really see, you know, standing on stage next to these guys, you can't really see what's happening. But did you rewatch it? You know, you watched the pay-per-view or something?
I rewatched it, yeah.
So what did you see when you look at the whole show? What did you see? As an expert,
I feel that I still could have been 6.
You think you saw yourself higher?
I could have been 6.
Yeah.
I could have been a little higher, I think. But it's just me.
Okay.
Like I said, if that's what the judges see, then that's cool. But everybody's going to always look at pictures and look at videos and say, you know, you do your comparisons and all that shit. But, you know.
So does it bother you a little bit that guys like new guys like Hunter and these guys, did they beat you? Does that kind of mess with you a little bit? Because I know Dexter.
It's the same thing as Centopanti. Yeah. so when these younger guys beat me, of course, it's time to go. And that's all I thought. You know, I got nothing against Hunter. He's an amazing guy. He's a good little dude, man. I think he's going to be the future if he keep his head on straight and keep training and come in condition. So I got nothing against him beating me, you know. But me at my best, that's how I look at it. You got to look back too and say, if I was at my best, would he beat me though?
Whoever was on that stage in 2020, every single one of them, if you would have showed up at your best, let's say if you showed up 2009 flicks, Dexter, show's over. Show's over. You know, but I still, man, listen, for 51 years old, for doing this for so long, going through this, the longest career in the history of the IFBB.
I don't know. How long did, I think Albert Beckles competed about as long as me.
I don't know, but I don't know if he didn't do as many Olympias as you.
Oh, hell no.
That's what I'm saying.
Like 9.
I mean, just because he was older than you doesn't mean he competed longer than you. You competed every single year.
Oh, he did like 80-some shows now.
He did? Well, but they had more shows back then.
Yeah, they had more shows.
So there's way more opportunities. But yours was, you didn't miss the show because you had injuries. You didn't miss the show, you got sick. You was just, for me, the most consistent bodybuilder ever. There's no doubt about it. I don't care how old.
And you can't compare his, you know, he's amazing. He did his thing. He was 56 or 57 when he won a pro show. That's amazing.
Wasn't he in his 60s?
Was he? No, he was 57.
Maybe Nico can look up. Albert Beckles won his last pro show. I think he was in his 60s.
No,
if I'm not mistaken. He got
and shit like that.
Okay, maybe not he won, but I think he got, when his last Olympia, he got third.
I don't know, but I know he was 57 when he won.
Okay, but in his last Olympia, I think he was in his 60s when he got third. I'm not sure. I'm sure. I got to give him that.
That was a weak-ass lineup.
Yeah. But when it comes to longevity, I mean, there's nobody's going to beat Dexter Jackson. It's going to be unbeatable in the future. And if there is someone, we probably won't be around to witness this no more so. But now here's what I want to talk to you about. Give me your assessment of this year's Olympia, placings and let's talk about Phil, because you know Phil forever. We knew Phil when he turned pro. We knew Phil when he was coming up. And what did you see when you look at Phil at last year's Olympia compared to the Phil that we know?
If Phil came in as the Phil that we know, then it would have been lights out.
Mm-hmm.
I felt he lost some of his conditioning, especially in his hams and glutes.
Mm-hmm.
Glutes wasn't as shredded as they normally are, and he lost a little size in his legs as well. His legs usually are bigger than that.
Mm-hmm. You think he maybe tried to come in too peeled and he came in flat?
I think it's age. I think 2 years, you're not going to come back. I don't give a damn who you are.
Right.
If I take 2 years off and come back, I'm not going to look like I should look.
You know how I know that's true? You want to know how I know that's true? I retired in 2010, and I came back in 2012 for the Masters. Remember the Masters that you won? And I thought I still had it. I was basically the same weight on stage, but it was a totally different body. You can't compare it no more. It's over.
Can't compare it.
It's over.
So if you put Phil, and Phil was probably the same weight as he normally is.
Mm-hmm.
If you put Phil up against, 3 years ago?
Yeah.
No comparison.
So
not between the two Phils.
Okay.
This year and 2020 and 2016 or 17 or something like that.
Yeah. So I agree with you there, because I realized it looked like it wasn't as sharp, especially in hamstring glutes, which was trademark Phil. When he turned around, I expected him to be, and it wasn't the case. And Rami had more striations in his glutes than Phil, and I was like, something ain't right when that happens. So of course his not being able to control his midsection didn't help at all, because at the end of the day, that's what they were looking for. And I know you went through that phase too, where you had a couple of issues, 2-3 years where it was just, it was just a little too much. And how did you fix that? Because I remember you said one time, you let people in on a secret one day.
Well, I cut out. What happened was I went to this gut specialist. And I actually had crazy hiccups for nonstop.
Right after you come off a diet?
No. Period. For months. I know a few people. I know a lot of people that's getting hiccups, chronic hiccups now.
To the pain where to the point where it's painful.
Yeah, and it just don't stop. Days and days and weeks and months. I know a guy had it for 2 years. Bill Whitmore had it 2 years straight.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? Mine didn't get that bad, but we were able to fix mine. And what we did was she had me cut out all diet products, anything that has sucralose or artificial flavors in it. And see, what people don't understand is over the years, that buildup in your gut destroys your gut. And all it took, Dennis, was one equal a day. If I put it in my coffee, that's all it took to keep it going.
Oh, really?
When I cut all that shit out, 2 weeks, gone. No more hiccups. My stomach wasn't bloated no more. None of that. Okay.
So you think that's what it is? So me drinking a gallon of Crystal Light every day is not helping?
Oh, yeah, for sure. It's because it's got that sucralose in it.
Yeah, okay.
You got to cut that out, artificial flavor, sucralose. And so what we switched to, if you got to have a sweetener, you need to switch to, we switched to the stevia in the raw. You got to do it in the raw because it's natural. It's made out of a plant. So made from a plant. So that right there, if you need sweetener, made me tell everybody the secret. So guys, you need to switch to stevia in the raw, get rid of all that, Equal and Splenda, all of that stuff. Diet Cokes, all of that stuff got sucralose. Look at anything that you eating from now on. If it's got sucralose in it, artificial flavors, knock it out.
So the best thing will probably be just cut it out. Don't switch to nothing. Just cut it out completely. What would you say, like the last month?
No, got to cut it out, period.
So it's going to take a while for it to get better?
It takes a while.
Oh, okay. So it's not something that you can just stop.
I started back right before Tampa, you see, and then I came into, after Tampa, I came into the Olympia, and I was much better. I was even better then than I was in Tampa when it comes to my stomach.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, so going back to the Olympia. Brandon Curry, what did you see in Brandon compared to the year he won, like 2019?
I thought Brandon was a little down in size. I thought he was a little down than what he normally. Like when you see the pictures of him coming over from Kuwait before the show 2 years ago, we're like, he wasn't getting that. He wasn't as dry. He wasn't. But he was still close. But I think he was a little, he was a little smaller than he was when he won.
Yeah, he was definitely fuller in 19. It just looked like he was going for condition because he probably thought he was going to fight Phil, which he ended up did.
Phil. He thought he was going to fight Phil, and Phil probably could have won, but when he didn't come in, he tried to do the same thing and come in extra shredded, and it backfired on him as well.
Yeah.
So it backfired on both of them. But if Phil and keep in mind, Phil took 2 years off, so I knew right then that Phil wasn't going to be the best Phil.
Oh, you didn't think he was going to be, because he was super confident.
Oh, he was super confident. Yeah.
He thought he was going to bring the best package ever.
Yeah.
So you never thought that you didn't even think that he was going to come in at his best.
No, because he had after taking 2 years off. And I didn't think he was going to fix his gut either.
Yeah, I didn't think that was. Yeah, I didn't think that was possible. But when he came out, for the first mandatories, he knew he had to control it. He controlled it very well in the very beginning. But after the call outs, it started. It started.
I mean, they was working them boys up there. After the call out, Phil was just like, fuck it.
Yeah, you could see, and I like Phil, man. I don't have anything, but you could see he tried everything to try to cover it up. Hold his hands, rubbing his hands, and doing.
I mean, you know how it is, D. We've all been through this.
I know. I've been through this all my whole career.
I just wish people you're judged on your bodybuilding shots,
right?
Not standing up on stage.
Yeah. I trust me.
You're judged on the shots, man.
Yeah. But a lot of people said the same thing. Once you stop training or you stop competing, it's going to be very hard at a certain age to come back and be better than you were before. So that's why I'm going to get to Sean Roden right now. Let's say Sean Roden gets cleared to compete this year at the Olympia. Can Sean Roden return and come in at his all-time best?
Same thing. These 2 years going to get on his ass.
It's going to be three. It's going to be three by the Olympia. Yeah.
But listen to me. Even though he's been training his ass off, excuse my English, everybody.
This is a podcast. You can say whatever you want to say.
Even though he's been training, it's 2 years that uncle, what you call it?
Father time
is on his ass.
Yeah.
It's going to be very hard. I'm telling you.
And it has nothing to do with the motivation. You could be totally motivated, but the body will not respond like it used to when you're younger. And I experienced that, and I'll be the first one to tell you it's very hard, even if you keep training. And that's why you remember when Kevin LaRoe made the comeback after 13 years not even working out.
Come on, man. You heard what I said in the press conference. If Kevin beat me, I'm retired. Not to take nothing away from Kevin. Kevin still looked great for his age and for him to be off so long, but to get up here and compete against the top guys in the world, it ain't going to happen.
Yeah.
And if it did, then that's when I was like, you know what? It's time to go.
Yeah, because it's hard sometimes because you know how it is, and you experience that this time, because, sometimes you think you look better than you really do at the end. I don't know what it is.
Look,
Sometimes
I'm the first one to say I didn't look as good as I should have looked.
Yeah.
Or I'm not Dexter. I'm not the vintage Dexter Jackson. I'm the first one to say that. I'm very hard on myself. All these shows that I won and all this stuff, I never saw that.
Yeah.
I never act like I was the baddest dude and the best dude ever.
Joe Weider's Olympia here in Orlando, Florida. A little bit strange coming out of Las Vegas for all of those years.
Good evening. And welcome to the event that nearly never happened.
There's been an absence of a particular group of people on this stage that are back tonight. Tonight I'm here to say, welcome back to Miss Olympia.
I never act like I was the baddest dude and the best dude ever. Because when you see me backstage, and that's why I love Melvin so much, Melvin always the one to keep me calm. Because I look at Ken Jones and be like, oh shit, Ken gonna beat me. This is why I was so good so long, because I thought everybody looked amazing backstage and I thought I was gonna lose everybody. Then Melvin would creep around and say, look, hold on one second, let me go and check out the competition. So Melvin go and look everywhere and come back. Oh, you got to worry about nothing. You won this. But I didn't have that eye. When I look at people backstage, everybody look amazing to me. So that always scared me and made me train and be able to, continue to have that drive for so many years.
People go and listen to this and they don't understand that. That's how it was, especially back in the early 2000s. I mean, we go to contests. Somebody's going to walk around. He's going to look at the competition, because you know how it is. Nobody wants to take off the shirt. Everybody wants to be last. But it was so different. It was so different. I'm going to talk about one story, and I know you remember the story. We went to where did we go? I think we ended up somewhere. We were on the tour. We're in Hungary. I remember they put us up in the hotel, and I don't know who came up with the idea or why. Well, let's go to the mall. You remember that? So we went. I
remember that. We went to the mall. Yes, I remember.
It was you, Flex, myself. Who else? There was 2-3 others from America, and then there was a whole bunch of Europeans. Those Europeans, we didn't know who they were, but they was just the people from Europe that competed in the tours because it was close to wherever they're from. So we in the mall, me, you, and Flex walking up in the front. Everybody's following us like it's a duck family. Everybody's following us where we go. And we walk past Burger King. You remember the story?
Yep.
And we looking at the Burger King, and Flex looking at me is like, hey, I eat one if you eat one.
Yep.
You remember? We went and ordered McDonald's. We ordered Coke. We ordered a Whopper. We ordered fries. And I don't think we ordered something to drink. And everybody is looking at us like, what is these three fools doing there? I said, this must be. Next thing you know, they all standing in line for burgers. You remember that?
Yeah, everybody's eating burgers.
Yeah, but that was the thing back. You'll check out the competition, and then you try to judge the competition, and then you'll take it from there. And Melvin was he was very open with this. He didn't care. He said I'm gonna go over there. You size me up.
Yeah, Melvin go walking around. I remember one time we was in Australia, and me, Mel, and Kai was competing, and me and Kai was like the top two going into that show. And Melvin was like, let me go take a look. So he walked around, come back. He said, man, you got it. He said, boy, you don't have to fight that joker Kai. He came walking by. I looked at Melvin. I was like, fuck. Yeah, but Melvin, man, that was my boy, man. He kept me calm backstage.
How kept you calm? How did you were nervous? Dexter Jackson nervous?
I just told you, when I look at everybody backstage, I think everybody's gonna beat me. So hell yeah, I was nervous. Well, I was nervous all the way until they called my name and first call out.
If you could do something different, if you look back at your career, if you could change one thing, what would it be?
If I can change one thing, I don't think I'll change anything, Dennis.
No.
I've lasted forever. I had an amazing career. I don't think I would change anything, bro. Yeah. So, to be honest with you.
Yeah, it's just a question. I just, some people said I would change something if I could turn back the time, back to 2001, 2002. I would change. I said, stop fucking trying to chase Ronnie in size. Just stick to the guns and keep going.
Oh yeah, for you, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I would change.
I remember. I think you seen that picture, that cover shot with you and Ronnie. You was bigger than Ronnie on that thing, man. I was like, damn.
No,
you saw that?
No, it was actually before that where I thought I had to, because you know how it is. Before Ronnie there was Dorian. Everybody was chasing Dorian, trying to get too big. And then from Dorian, he goes straight to Ronnie. I mean, now it's going even bigger, You're the only one that said, fuck this, I'm staying right where I'm at, and I'm going to catch these guys off guard. And that's exactly what you did, because we all trying to get big, and at the end of the day, we messed up our physiques. And I'll be the first one to admit that, I went, people, they love a freak, and they love fucking big, round muscle bellies and bullshit. But when the whole shape is gone because of the gut is too damn big, that's just not what I wanted at the end of the day. So this is the only thing I would change. And so now, life as a retired bodybuilder, I know it's only been 5-6 months, but what's changed? What's different with Dexter Jackson right now? What are you doing? How do you enjoy yourself?
I am loving being retired, man. Just it's like a boulder lifted off my shoulders.
I know why I'm asking this question. I'm asking this question for a reason. I'm asking this question for a reason, because I went through the same phase. So I know. In the very beginning, it's different from in 10 years from now. So right now, you still train? You still trying to hold on to some size?
I still train, and I don't want to hold on to size like that.
Okay.
I'm 225, between 220 and 225, which is where I want to be. Because if I eat, and I'm only eating like 2 to 3 times a day, I don't want to go over that. I mean, I can get away with eating once a day.
Yeah, I know you're not a big eater at all.
I'm not a big eater. So 2 meals a day, 3 meals a day tops. Anything over that, then my ass gonna start picking up weight. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not trying to get bigger, and 2 or 3 meals a day is amazing to me. And to just be able to not have to eat every freaking 2 hours is amazing to me in itself. Spending time with Gail and my family, and just relaxing and not worrying about I wake up sometime, man, and I'm like, you know what? Fuck the gym. I ain't going today.
Right.
That would never have come out of my mouth when I was competitive.
Yeah.
I was competing competitively. That never would have happened.
Right.
I was like a machine. Everything had to been done at it. Wake up at 7:30 in the morning, 8 o'clock, get my first meal in, get a couple meals in before I go to the gym. If I miss a meal, I'm mad, I'm cussing. Now I miss a meal, I'm like, oh well, I eat.
No, you eat when you eat when you're hungry. You don't have a schedule. Yeah. Yeah. So you don't walk past the mirror no more and look at you and like, oh shit, I'm losing my shit.
Well, you know what? I have flexed in the mirror a couple times.
It's gonna take a couple of years for you to stop that. It took me a couple of years for me to stop, because now
really?
I haven't hit a shot. Damn, I haven't hit a shot in years.
Oh wow!
Because I would look at myself, I was like, "You fool! What the hell you doing? You're hitting the shot. Just stop that shit." I swear to God.
No, I would hit the shot to see what I look like compared to what I used to look like.
No. But it's still fresh. You're still there. Ain't nothing changed. You might lose a little weight, but your shape.
I'm nothing like I used to be, bro.
Trust me.
Look at my little shoulders, bro. Look at my.
but you're naturally a smaller guy.
Yeah.
So your natural weight will probably be somewhere in I don't know, 160, 170.
I ain't trying to get down that small.
I know, but do you think 1 or 2 meals is going to be enough for you to hold 225?
I'm still holding it though. Listen, before when I was competing competitively, if I miss a meal, I'm dropping 5 pounds.
Yeah,
you see what I'm saying? It's been 6 months. I've been eating 2 or 3 meals.
I know, but
it's December, January, February, March, April.
But
it's only been 3 months.
Dex,
when you get 5 months from, bro?
I don't know. But Dex, here it is. This is still new. Your muscle ain't going nowhere. You can't train for all these years and you're losing in 6 months. Give it a couple of years. Give it a couple of years.
I see what you're saying.
Give it a couple of years.
I don't want to listen. My goal is to drop 5 pounds probably a year. I'm not expecting to stay this weight forever.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I'm going, 5 years from now, excuse me, like 5 years from now, probably, not 5 years.
A year.
A year, probably go down 5 pounds, go down to 220, then go down to 215. Yeah.
As long as you can train and as long as you can stay healthy, you have no problem doing what you just said. The only thing that can throw.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to tell people. Yeah. I'm not going to just drop weight like that, especially when I'm still in the gym training.
Yeah.
Now, if I just stop training, don't do shit, don't do nothing.
You get fat.
Right.
That will happen, because but as long as you train and as long as you just keep moving, because you're training for 30 years, man. We ain't going nowhere. It took me 6-7 years before I started losing muscle.
Yeah,
I literally to this day, I do 2 hours of cardio every day. I'm trying to keep my weight down. If I don't do the cardio, I eat 4 meals, sometimes mostly 3. 4 meals on a good day.
Okay, so you on the same track as I'm on.
I know, but I was naturally a bigger guy. I'm trying to go down in weight.
Gotcha.
I wish I could be 220. That's my goal.
See, well, here's the deal. You said naturally. Look, I've been doing this 30 years. I've been big 260, 270 for 20 years. Off season.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? It's gonna be hard for me. People because I seen one article some guy sent me, or a DM some guy sent me. This guy's talking shit with Dexter. Even with TRT, in about a year, he's gonna be like 170.
Yeah.
It's fucking crazy.
That's what they told me too. I said that's what
if I do a TRT, I'm gonna go back up to 260.
Exactly. Exactly. And that's exactly what would happen.
I'm drugged. I ain't taking nothing right now because I don't want to be that big no more.
Yeah. That's good to know, man. That's good to know. And I like I said, it's going to take years for you to lose what you have because as long as you train, you're going to be good to go. And one more thing I want to ask you. There's a new product line, Dexter Jackson's. What is it? What is it? Your new products you're coming out with? Can you talk about it?
Yeah, of course.
Tell me about it. What's happening?
It's my product line that I'm going to be releasing in. I'm be launching in about. Well, things that got pushed back because of COVID. Manufacturers are telling us 6 to 8 to 12 weeks now. So I've been pushed back. Hopefully, I can launch it in April, May.
Where would you want to launch?
We'll see.
Oh, you just launch online? Just online?
No, I'm launching India, China, UK.
Okay, but so you're going to have a booth in the UK?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm going to have a booth there. I'm going to have a booth in India. I'm going to New Delhi, and I'm also going to Mumbai. These two big shows over there. Mm-hmm. I'll be there, and also going to Dubai for the big expo there. And
when is the Dubai expo?
I have to look at the calendar.
Yeah, because I know it was.
It's in between both of them because the first India trip is July. That's Sharush Amateur Olympia show. Mm-hmm. And then December is New Delhi, I think. So in between those two. Yeah,
I think Dubai is also in December, early December, if I remember correctly. That's when if they have it, of course.
So to get back to the line, I'll be launching a full product line. A lot of people always say, well, where your J's and where your new cars. Well, I've been putting all my money into this project. So it's going to be amazing. The formulas that I put together is amazing. And it's going to be a full product. It's not going to be 2 or 3 products. It's going to be a full line. I got 27 SKUs that I'm dropping.
Okay.
So just getting everything together, man, ready to launch this thing.
So you endorse the products yourself?
Together. I got a couple of guys. No, I got a couple of guys from Ultimate Nutrition, one of the top salesmen from there that made them like $50 million a year. Mm-hmm. He's on my team. And I just put together an amazing team, man. And I own, and this is a good thing about it, all patents and all of that stuff and everything I own. It's not a partnership, none of that shit. Mm-hmm. I own it all. And that's what's so great about it.
So are you planning on signing any athletes?
Yes, that's my goal. My goal is, because you've heard me talk about it. I'm sure everybody heard me talk about athletes signing these days. Signing with these companies, you're not making much money. Us, D, we wouldn't take no cheap. We wouldn't let them lowball us. These guys are getting lowballed these days. And my goal is not to be like Monster Tech, but to sign athletes and give them their worth. That's what I want to do. You know what I'm saying? And then I'll come back to you, man. And that's why I feel, I want to be fair. I'm not going to sound. I'm not saying I'm gonna blow up and be muscle tech, but if I can get one or two guys that are really good and.
So what are you looking for when you get that? That's a good question, because a lot of people ask me, man, what do I have to do to get a sponsor? What are you looking for in an athlete now? Are you looking at where he places? Are you looking at his physique, or are you looking at his following?
I'm looking at it's. I think in the hardcore world that we used to be in, see, this is what a lot of people don't understand. These supplement companies used to go out there and get all of these, what do you call them? People with high followings. What do you call those?
Social medias, public figures.
Yeah, they used to get these guys to come in. And it's not
or the YouTubers.
It's not really believable when it comes to selling in this industry. So they stopped paying guys like us what we were, and they start getting a gang of those people, putting them on there, and it's not believable when they ain't work either. So then Ultimate came back and started signing guys like me again, and signed Phil, and they blew up again. And so my thing is, you have to look at it from both ways. You want to get a little bit of both worlds. Mm-hmm. So you want to get some guys that, that has high followings and all of that stuff. But you also want to get guys like myself and like you who got hardcore fans. We were stars before this internet shit. Mm-hmm. You see what I'm saying? So we have pure bodybuilding fans that's going to do what we say. When you have guys that's got a large following and they got most of the time they're going to have a low engagement. See, our engagement is just as high as theirs, and they got 4 or 5 million followers in us. You see what I'm saying? So you have to look at both. You have to look at both. You want to get some guys that has a high following, and you want to also get some guys that are very known into the sport, who's a champion or whatever, that's got a good following, and people gravitate to that person who has a high following, like me and you, who has a high engagement. Like, say, for instance, when I signed this deal with this guy who did my teeth, once we did, I think my teeth cost about close to $40,000. He said, Dex, I'm gonna do that for free for you. Just post to me. Well, I posted for him. He made $150,000 just from my one post. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying?
What did he do? What did you do? It's like veneers? What is it?
Yeah, veneers.
Okay.
And so
that shit's expensive, yeah. Yeah,
it's expensive. And he told me, he said, well, you know what? He said, let's make another deal. From now on, you get 20% of everything, because I've never had any social media guy with millions of followers do the numbers you did. Mm-hmm. No, we not even close. You see what I'm saying? So that's what I mean by it's a big difference when it comes to hardcore fans like we have, because we had that base from the beginning. And so, like I said, I consider, probably signing both parties, like, internet star or whatever, and also a main
hardcore bodybuilders. So if anybody wants to, it's
more believable from a bodybuilder taking this supplement in this sport than.
Yeah, of course. I mean, and your track record speaks for itself. I mean, if you don't know what you're talking about, then who knows? So now, let's say if there's young athletes out there, and I'm sure there's going to be plenty of athletes, and not only on the bodybuilding side, also on the fitness side, that are willing to come on board to be on your team, probably just for products. So where can they contact you in order to apply for you to consider them as a team athlete or whatever? How can they contact you?
You can go to DexterSupplements.com, shoot me a message there.
DexterSupplements.com, okay?
Yeah.
All right, and just send pictures and some just some bios or whatever.
Well, you know what? Right now, I'm not looking to do any of that because I haven't even lifted off the ground yet.
I know, but maybe there's 20 guys that said, listen, if you need any help, I take 2 tubs of protein and I'll wear your shirt or whatever. Advertising is advertising. You never know.
I would rather just wait until I get this launch first, and then once I get the launch, then I start getting all them, all those requests, and then we'll take it from there. But I don't look forward to none of that stuff right now. I want to continue doing what I'm doing, get this launch off, get this thing popping the way I want it, which I know I am because you know I am, D. I don't like to lose to doing nothing. So we're going to make this thing work. And then we're going to start, taking it to the next level.
Awesome. Like, last question. Your pick for this year's Olympia? Expert opinion.
Big Ramy.
You think he's going to win it again?
Yeah. As long as he's working with Chad.
Okay. Well, yeah. Well,
whoever got him in the condition he was for this show, as long as he's working with that person,
yeah.
I think he can
Chad,
pull it.
absolutely.
I think he can pull one or two more off.
Yeah. Okay. Well, coming from Dex means the world because
hey, you've seen him backstage.
You've been around.
You saw him backstage.
Yeah. Yeah.
The pictures don't do him no justice. You had to be there to see that.
I know, right? I know. It's true. It's true. Brother, I appreciate you. You know I love you, my man. Thank you for coming on. Thank you for spending your valuable time with my old ugly ass. I appreciate you, my man. Take care, man. I hope your supplement line blows off. Blows up, not off. And, I wish you have all the success as a bodybuilder. Now we want to see you have all the success as a supplement company owner. So, but I know with your work ethic and with the right people, I think there shouldn't be no problem, my man.
I appreciate it.
Give my love to your better half, to your way better half, please. I saw her walking in the back before, so give my love to Gail.
Yeah.
And I'm looking forward to seeing you soon, my man. Maybe I'll see you in India when you're in India. I'll probably be around.
Okay,
all right, my man.
We'll definitely get together then and tell your wife I say hello and the kids and love you guys too, man.
Take care, my man.
Always good talking to you.
Bye-bye.